What's up, everybody? I'm Derek, this is Rocking E-Truck, and this is the final part of my road trip series from California to Connecticut. If you've watched parts 1 through 4, thank you so much for sticking around. I know it's been very few of you, especially because it's not my regular type of content. If you've enjoyed this content so far, please let me know in the comments and how you think I can improve the videos, and if you want to see more like these videos from me. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so it's the next day, and last night I stayed overnight at a cabin that my cousins were renting for their vacation here in Pigeon Forge. A little ways out of Pigeon Forge, but it was a nice little cabin to stay in. Yesterday I had the pleasure of riding my motorcycle through the Great Smoky Mountain National Park up to, the tip-top, nicest spot to get views, and then I got all the way up and the traffic getting into the little parking area was horrible. It took me it was like a half mile of just traffic, bumper to bumper, not moving, hardly doing anything, and my legs were getting hot. There was no airflow to take the heat away, and so I found the first spot that I could pull into between a couple of cars with plenty of room, and went up and just kind of got some pictures from the parking lot area. I guess you can hike about half mile up from the parking lot to a tower, and then you can get a 360-degree view of the area, which sounded beautiful, but I only bought one parking pass. You have to buy a parking pass to park for longer than 15 minutes in the park itself, and I only bought the one to keep my truck down at the visitor center. So I left the truck there, offloaded the motorcycle, rode all the way up, got some pictures of the bike out in the Great Smoky Mountains, and had a good time. I spent a couple hours just kind of looking around, seeing the sights. There was another road that I could have ridden to see some wildlife. I guess the elk were allegedly out yesterday, and you might see bear and different stuff like that. But I'd spent a couple hours just rolling around, especially with that traffic. That took up a decent chunk of my time, and I didn't eat lunch, so I was feeling hungry. I decided I'm gonna head back to Gatlinburg and grab some lunch and hit up one of the distilleries. And as soon as I got back, all the way back down, loaded the bike back up, and then got into Gatlinburg, the traffic was miserable. All of the parking areas were pay to park with the gates that come up and down, and there was no way I was gonna find parking with the motorcycle trailer that would let me park, anywhere. So I opted to skip Gatlinburg and went back to Pigeon Forge and found the Old Forge Distillery in Pigeon Forge, which is just so apt, so perfect. And I loved it. They had moonshine and their premium spirits tasting. Moonshine tasting was free. I tipped $10 to the bartender because she was awesome. And the premium spirits cost $5 for 5 itty-bitty tasters. They were like the little cups you get at communion at church. I call them little church shots or church tasters. But I had to try 10 different moonshines, 7 of which were flavored. I did try 3 of their 100+ proof. I had a guy standing next to me at the bar that tried the 140 proof. I didn't realize that there was a 140 proof option until after I'd gotten my third pour of the other 100 proofs. They limit you to 3 that are 100 or over, and their corn, unaged corn, is phenomenal. Their rock top is phenomenal. Those are very similar flavor profiles, and then their distillers and millers blends are also pretty good. I like the unaged corn the best, and I bought a mason jar of it to enjoy for a while, responsibly, of course. And the guy next to me, he was like, he took a little sip of it and then he handed it to me. He was like, you want to taste that? And so I tasted the 140, and it was hard. I took a sip of it and I'm like, I'm good with the rest. It was a good flavor, but it hit like a freight train. So that was fun. I finished up there, rolled out into the woods a little ways from Pigeon Forge, and stayed with my cousins last night. They cooked me a lovely steak dinner. Not just me. They were having steak dinners and I crashed the party, so it was very nice of them to give me a place to sleep and feed me. They had a pool table in the cabin they were staying in. We played some pool and sat out and chilled and drank around the fire for a little while, and it was just a good night. So I am heading back into Pigeon Forge right now because I am getting on the road. It is 10 a.m. on Thursday the 12th. I'm getting back on the road, and we are heading to New River Gorge National Park in West Virginia. So it's about a 5-hour drive. I'm gonna take it nice and casual and find a place to sleep in a town near the national park. And I am probably unreasonably scared of the wilderness of West Virginia and the things in the mountains that I've heard of on TikTok and YouTube. So I'm gonna go ahead and puss out and get a hotel room for the night, just to have a barrier between me and whatever else is out there. Luckily tonight I got to stay for free, so I can account for some of that in my costs for the trip. We're gonna make it to the next national park. So let's get on the road and we'll see you probably lunchtime, because I'm getting hungry already. Bye. Alrighty, I have made it to the little town of Ghent, West Virginia. I'm currently off the highway, bypassing a toll, thanks to Google. Like the one good thing it's done for me today. So, welcome to West Virginia. I am now drinking a Ghost and rolling through the countryside. So far, both Virginia and West Virginia have been gorgeous. The fall colors are finally in full swing, and there are just so many beautiful ambers and yellows, greens and browns, and just beautiful fall colors here. I don't think I have seen a deciduous forest so large and widespread. So far it's been awesome and really pretty to see. So I got about 40 minutes before I get to, I think it's Beckley, West Virginia, and I'm gonna grab a hotel there and hop on my motorcycle and drive right into the national park. Alright, so I am back on the road. I showed you a little bit of the New River Gorge. I haven't stayed a lot or for very long in most of the national parks that I've been through, only because I'm just on a time crunch to get where I'm going. So I am now on my way to Shenandoah, leaving Beckley. I stayed last night at Best Western in Beckley, West Virginia, and I had to stop at a motorsports shop this morning to get new straps to keep my motorcycle on the trailer, because one of them wore so far through on one of the edges of my propane tank that I only had about a third of the strap left over, and it's a 2-inch strap, so I had like 3/4 of an inch left, just holding one of the handlebars. So like it was one of the important straps to make sure that the bike stays on the trailer, and I decided, you know what, I'm not going to take a risk and let that thing go flying over if I take a corner too hard. So I stopped at a motorsports shop this morning and got a new strap, strapped it on, and now I am on the road far later than I wanted to be, but that's okay. I'm heading to Shenandoah in Virginia. So I'm leaving West Virginia, I'm heading to Virginia, and then I might end up in Maryland this evening. I haven't really planned that far ahead. I've got some cousins that live in the Maryland area and a great uncle who I'd like to visit if I can, but I haven't gotten a hold of them yet. So New River Gorge was beautiful. Doing the little ride on my motorcycle really made me want one of those chin mounts for my GoPro. I own a GoPro, I just haven't bought a mount for my helmet, and I'm now very much regretting that, and I'm going to be on the lookout to buy a chin mount as soon as I can. I'm hoping to be able to find one on the road so that I can hook it up, and the next ride that I do actually get some footage of the ride, because that little road was real fun to you know, do the switchbacks and the curves and stuff on. Beautiful area, driving under the bridge over the New River Gorge. And 2 days ago when I was in Tennessee, there was a little loop in the road going up the mountains in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Literally went up underneath itself, looped all the way back around, and continued up the mountain, as opposed to doing a switchback or something else weird there. And it was just cool. And I tried to film it on my phone, and really it was just like looking almost straight up from the bag that I had the phone resting on. Couldn't get a decent shot of it, but it was a cute little road. And now that I've been through Great Smoky Mountains and then New River Gorge, I'm like, if I take another ride through like Shenandoah or any other national park I stop in, I want something that can get some video footage instead of just a couple of stills to show you guys in the video. So that's my goal. We'll see how it works out. I also need to stop at a pet shop somewhere and get my little buddy back there a little mouse to feed him, because I think it's been probably 10 days since I fed him last. I just searched up, you know, pet shops and reptile shops specifically in the area, and there's nothing for like 200 miles other than like PetSmart. So yeah, anyway, we're on the road, we're heading to Shenandoah. I don't know if I'm gonna ride through Shenandoah National Park on the bike or not, but I'd rather have the mount available and not need it than go through another national park without it if I do ride. So yeah, that's the plan for today, and the rest of the day is not planned. So it's been great. I love winging it. Winging it's kind of my thing, so it's been fun. Yeah. Anyway, safely on the road. We'll see you guys in a little bit. I got about an hour 20 left on the road to Shenandoah. I figured I'd stop for lunch, and the only option in the place that I stopped was good old McDonald's. And when I arrived, I found that their Happy Meals are giving away Pokemon cards. So obviously, solely to get a 6-piece chicken nuggets, I ordered myself a Quarter Pounder with cheese small combo and a Happy Meal. Certainly only to get a 6-piece nuggets, and in no way to get some Pokemon cards, because there is one child in the truck, and that child is me. So let's find out what I got. I feel like they put in too much effort to make these little cardboard boxes of cards for the meals. And then they also come in a pack. Oh my goodness, this is a whole game? Quaxley sticker. Not my favorite of the starters of that generation, but you know. And a Quaxley thing I might have to figure out. Let's play match battle. It's a coin. It's a flipping a coin for high or low. We got high and low. This is like a condensed version of like the original trading card game, and it's kind of phenomenal. Good job, Pokemon Company, for bringing in the younger generations into the new versions of the fandom. It's good. I dig it. All right, so because I'm a child, I have to see what cards I got. Oh, holy crap! All right, can't show you that one yet, but we got Curlia, which is awesome. We got Palmy. We got Sandaconda. And we have a foil Quaxley. So, I don't know if all of the cards that McDonald's is giving away right now are this good, but like, that's a pretty good haul. I remember back when I was a child getting packs, like the 10 packs or whatever, that did not have anything nearly that good, and the odds of finding a foil were pretty small. So, alright, reliving my childhood is complete. I'm gonna start eating and then get back on the road. So, whoop! Well, I just passed this place on my way to the national park, Shenandoah, and I immediately turned around because I knew I had to visit. This is the Dukes of Hazzard Museum, and I am about to go super redneck nerd out on Dukes of Hazzard General Lee cars and everything. So over there in the truck is the man who played Cletus. Can't see him because of the glare off the truck, but just some absolutely gorgeous cars. I got some stickers. Talked to the guy who was the builder of the General Lees on the show for a number of years. He said he doesn't think he did the first 5, but otherwise he did most of them. Pretty neat. Back on the road. Alright, so I'm in Shenandoah National Park, and it is like 100-mile stretch of road south. That's basically what Skyline Drive is. Road, whatever. I'm getting to the point where I'm kind of wrapping up my trip. So I am trying to make it to Maryland by this evening at a reasonable hour, and it is 3 p.m. So, and another 3 hours on to where I might be staying tonight with some family over in Maryland. So I am going to opt to just hop back on the road, drive back out of the park. Thank goodness I've got this military pass, because otherwise, like, it would not have been worth it to go to all of these national parks just to get a little stamp and then drive away. But given I haven't paid hardly a cent at any of them other than the Mammoth Cave and like parking at Great Smoky Mountains, it's been free for me to just drive in, see a couple things, and then drive out, which is nice. So one benefit to being in the military. But yeah, I'm on my way out of the park, and I'm just going to hit the road going down through Fredericksburg, skipping DC, because that will be a nightmare by the time I get there in like an hour, hour and a half. And Fredericksburg will probably be a nightmare too, trying to get through town. But if I can make it to Maryland by about 6 p.m., I think that'll put me in a decent spot. I'll either grab food on the way, maybe book an RV park if I can't get a hold of the family that lives there. So I might need to stop on the way. If I don't hear back from them within the next hour, I'll probably reach out to an RV park before they close and try to book a night at a RV campsite. Back on the road, on to Maryland. Alright, I am back kind of on the road. Camped at the Take It Easy campground just south of California, Maryland. Yes, you heard that right, California, Maryland. Just got an electrical hookup camping site, so I was able to plug in my laptop and my external hard drive and do some video editing for this coming Monday. Not that this video is posting probably far later, so whatever. But right now I'm on my way to IHOP to have breakfast with some family, and then I'm going to be driving through to Delaware to meet up with a friend and hang out with them for a little bit. I don't know where I'm going to stop today, so we're just going to go for it. Alrighty, I am back on the road. Just got some breakfast at IHOP. Biscuits and gravy, which I've never had at IHOP, but I've had biscuits and gravy like every other day on this trip, which has been phenomenal. I am gaining weight by the minute. So I'm heading southeast from California, Maryland to the bridge over to the Solomon Islands. I'm going to go up past Annapolis and then to Delaware to meet up a good buddy of mine, a childhood friend of mine that's living in the state, and hang out with him tonight. Maybe camp there in Delaware, maybe try to make it a little further, but by the time I get there and we hang out for a while, it'll probably be late enough in the night that I'm just going to want to camp anyways. We'll see what the rest of the evening has in store, but for the time being, I got about 3.5 hours up to Delaware. So we are on the road, and I'm about to cross allegedly, from what I understand, a very pretty bridge over to the Solomons. And yeah, we're going to keep going. On the road once again. Not too awful many days left. I'm getting real close to Connecticut, and we have all but made it. So just another day or two. Here's the bridge. Not that you can see the bridge, but very pretty. Oh, good. We get rid of the chain link. Gorgeous. Little overcast today, but that's not too bad. That's okay. We're gonna go up past Annapolis, but I'm not gonna stop at the Naval Academy because I've been there, done that. Not that I went to the academy, but I've been to Annapolis. So we'll just keep driving. Yeah, apparently Maryland knows how to do rest stops, because this has restaurants, gas, and it's literally between the freeway. Kind of cool. That was incredible. That is the coolest rest stop, hands down, I have ever been through. And it was just this giant complex with a Wendy's, a Dunkin' Donuts, like a pizza place, the biggest bathrooms, bigger bathrooms than like the biggest Pilot truck stop I've ever been in. Bigger bathrooms than the Buc-ee's I stopped at. Yeah, just an absolute massive just travel center. And gas stations, places for trucks and RVs and buses to park, and like separate the car traffic. And it was literally just between the lanes of the freeway. Like the northbound lane was going this way, the southbound lane was going this way. They split. There's this big complex in the middle, and then they come back together on the other side, and you just get off on the left and get back on the left. It's Maryland. If that is common in Maryland, you win in the long distance travel scene, because that was chef's kiss. Very cool. I shouldn't be that excited about just a travel center, simple travel center, but like, I've been driving long enough at this point that was just cool. Anyway, back on the road. I got about an hour before I get to Delaware, so let's keep on going. I just got into Pennsylvania. I'm on I-95, about to drive through Philadelphia, and today is going to be the final day of this crazy road trip and the final moments of this travel vlog. And honestly, I got no plans. I'm just gonna drive straight through to Connecticut and maybe find, so I got a lease on a house in Connecticut starting tomorrow. I'm gonna have to find a place to stay tonight. We might wing it at an RV camp. I don't know if there are any, but as the continually changing light suggests, I am back on the road. I'm long hauling it as long as I can between pit stops, and I just want to get to Connecticut and finish up this trip as quickly as possible. As much as it has been an absolute blast to be on the road for nearly 20 days, I am ready to be done. So with that, I'm just going to enjoy the scenery of the Northeast as I drive across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, and into Connecticut. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna get back on the road and wait for the freaking sun to get a little higher in the sky so I can film more. So, peace. I've officially made it coast to coast. Well, I've officially made it to New London / Groton, Connecticut, and have completed this cross-country road trip for good. Total, I've hit this many national parks, got stickers, and had lots of fun in all of them. And it's been an absolute blast and an absolute treat to be able to travel the way I have this trip. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, I'm not promising I do a lot of travel vlogs or anything, but if you want to see more videos like this in the future, please drop a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, drop a comment, hit subscribe, ring that notification bell. If you want to support me or the channel further, please consider becoming an honorary striker on my Patreon. Link is in the description below the video. And as always, keep on rocking.